Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Here Mrs. Sonal Shadoshi from Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College teaching you all geography today for grade 8, chapter 7, population. Today we are going to learn part 1. Now, before starting the chapter, guess the name of this country. Here, in this country, the language uses pictures instead of alphabet. No idea? Okay, here is another clue. It's the fourth largest country in the world. Still doubtful? Now you can guess it easily. It is the world's most populated country. It is most populated country of the world. Yes, it's China. But next to China, who comes? Yes, it's India. Now look at the population rate in India and China. What do you understand from this diagram? Exactly. Till the year 2020, I can say somewhere around 2025, the population of China is more than India. China stood first, but in very near future, the India will cross the line and will become the most populated country of the world. So here is the population distribution in India according to 2011 report. Orange places or orange states are highly dense space as in terms of population. UP around UP around 19 crore 95 lakhs 81,477 people, whereas Maharashtra is 11 crore 23 lakhs 72,972 people. Now, what do you know about your class? Let's come back to the small area as in terms of population. You are making attendance chart or your teacher is making or keeping attendance record every day, correct? So what do teacher write? Number of boys, number of girls and total numbers of students, from which how many boys and girls are present, how many of them absent and total number of presentees and absentees. So here is what teacher keeps record about, that how many students are there in your class. Out of the total number of students, how many are boys and how many are girls. Suppose say out of 50 students from your class, 30 are boys and 20 are girls. How many are present and how many are absent? Suppose out of 30 boys, 5 boys are absent, so 25 boys are present, and out of 20 girls again 5 girls are absent, so 15 girls are present. So total number of presentees will become 25 boys and 15 girls is equal to 40 present students, 40 students are present and 5 boys and 5 girls absent, so 10 students are absent. So what is the total strength of students in your class? What is the total number of boys and girls in your school? Which class has the maximum strength of the student? This will only be possible if we maintain the records properly. and bifurcate it in terms of girls, boys, or present students, absent students. Okay, so now let's know your country better. Same about your country. If we want to make proper records, we have to bifurcate the data. So, from the last exercise, that is classroom exercise, you obtain information about the strength of students in your school. In a similar way, information can be obtained about a village, about the population, sorry. It may be village population, urban population, or state population. We can bifurcate it in many ways, such as we have to maintain records regarding their age, regarding their sex ratio, like males, females, and kids, and literacy rate. So, bifurcation can be according to the age group, how many kids, how many youth, and how many adults are there. It can be according to the sex ratio, that will be how many males and females are there, or it can be according to the rate of literacy. Now you know literacy, what do the word literacy means in India? If the person knows how to read and how to write, we consider them as a literate person. So come back to the chapter population once again. So several factors are responsible for the development of the region or for any country. Out of this, population is an important factor. While studying the population of any region, the following aspects have to be considered. First, population growth means how speedy or how slowly it grows. The formula for that is present growth minus past growth divided by past. So you will get the growth rate. Suppose present growth is 310 people and past growth is 205 people. So 310 minus 205 divided by 205, that gives you 0.51%. So growth rate will be 0.51 percentage. Now population distribution. So distribution can be according to male or female, or according to the age groups, or as I told you, according to the literacy rate, or according to the state-wise division. Population density. How many people live per square kilometer? So population density is equal to number of people divided by total land area in which they are living. And structure of population. So let's see this table. It gives particular regarding population in 2016, like total number of children born, total number of death rate, people who have migrated from outside or who have migrated out, and total population in 2017 in last column, which we have to find it out. The change in two cities, city A and city B, the comparison should have been done. So regarding 2016, the total population in city A is 1 lakh people and in city B 1 lakh 10,000 people. The total number of children born means newborn is 2,000 children in city A, while 2,750 children in city B. Death rate or number of people die, not death rate, number of people die is 1,500 people in city A and 2200 people in city B. So as it is death, we had subtracted it from total number of population. The birth rate we have added, and death we have subtracted. Now people who have migrated from outside means people who have entered into that city, so we have added them. 23,000 people in city A and 15,000 people in city B. The next, people who have migrated out, so they have gone out, they had gone out of the city, so we had subtracted them. 2,000 people from city A and 5,000 people from city B have migrated out. So total population in 2017 will be, so in city A 1 lakh plus 2,000, that gives 1 lakh 2,000 minus 1,500, so 1 lakh 500 plus 23,000, so 1 lakh 23,500 minus 2,000, that gives me 1 lakh 21,500. You find it out for city B. Now what you have to answer these questions. Which city has greater number of newly born children? Yes, city B. Which city records greater number of deaths? Again, the answer will be city B. Looking at the figures of in-migration and out-migration, which city has received more migrants? So, in-migration, 23,000 in city A minus 2,000 from city A, so gives 21,000. While in city B, 15,000 minus 5,000, that is 10,000. So in city A, the migration, whether it is in or out, is more. The in migration is high in city A. Now calculate the population of both the cities in 2017. So I have shown it to you about city A. City B, you have to do it. After considering all the points, which city has recorded more growth of population in 1 year? As I told you, growth of population means past amount of people, present number of people minus past number of people divided by past number of people. The total number of births given. What would be the figure per thousand population, and what is the term for this, that we will see in next slides. What would be the number of deaths per thousand population, and what is the term used for that? We will see in next slides that number of people born, and if we calculate regarding percentage in terms of percentage, that will be known as birth rate, and if we calculate the deaths in terms of percentage, that would be death rate. So we will see that in part 2 in some slides. What is population growth? As seen earlier, the growth rate is equal to present population minus past population divided by past population. So from the above exercise, it can be seen that there is a constant change in population due to birth rate, number of people died, in migrants and out migrants. Sometimes there is a decrease in population, and at other times there is an increase. This increase or decrease is related to the following factors. So we have seen the factors: birth rate, that is number of live births per thousand people. It underline the word live births. Okay, so it shows the birth rate of that year. Death rate, it is the number of deaths per thousand people in a year, shows the death rate of that particular year. Life expectancy, average lifespan people are living. So the average lifespan of an individual expected in an area at the time of birth. And migration, the movement of individual or a group out of an area or into the area is known as migration. When people move into a region from outside, it is called as in migration, and when they move out of the region, it is known as out migration. So all these four factors affect the population growth of the particular region. The difference between birth rate and death rate is responsible for natural changes in population. Similarly, migration of an individual or group results in change in population. The unchecked growth of population puts pressure on the resource of the region. So it is important that constantly after some period we have to keep the records of change in population. On the other hand, a controlled growth of population will lead to availability of resources in right proportion. Why? If resources are limited from the nature and population goes on increasing, we will face the scarcity of resources. But if population will be in control, the resources can be used in proper manner. So controlled population is always better for the development of region and for environmental development. Here the graph shows rural urban differential in growth of population of India. The blue line indicates the total urban population, whereas the green line indicates the rural population. So today we have done with first factor which is affecting population, that is population growth. In next class we will see other factors which are affecting population. Thank you all.